The Second Punic War, Part 3. 1. Hannibal's Oath.
In 241 BC, Carthage lay in ruin, defeated in the First Punic War. The great city lost Sicily, its treasury ran dry, and its people muttered bitterly against fate. Yet in the ashes of despair, a seed of vengeance was sown. General Hamilcar Barca, the unyielding commander who had fought to the very end in Sicily, led his young son Hannibal to the altar of the gods. There, he placed the boy's small hand upon the stone and commanded, "You shall never be a friend to Rome. You shall live to destroy them." The child was only 9, yet Hannibal's eyes, still full of innocence, darkened with resolve. He nodded. That oath would not be a passing ritual. It became the fire that forged his life, and the shadow that would haunt Rome for decades to come.
2. Carthage rises again in Iberia.
Though broken at sea, Carthage did not perish. Instead, it turned westward to Iberia, today's Spain and Portugal. There, fertile lands stretched wide, silver flowed from the mountains, and fierce tribes offered both danger and opportunity. Hamilcar led the first conquests, then passed the mantle to his son-in-law, Hasdrubal the Fair. Together, they built a new Carthaginian dominion, strong and rich. When Hasdrubal was assassinated, the soldiers made their choice. They lifted the young Hannibal, barely in his 20s, upon their shields, and proclaimed him general. From that moment, Rome faced an enemy unlike any it had ever known.
3. The Spark, the city of Saguntum.
Rome, wary of Carthage's recovery, drew a line in Iberia, the river Ebro. Carthage must not cross it. Yet south of the river lay Saguntum, a city allied to Rome. When its people defied Carthage, Hannibal marched. For 8 brutal months, he besieged the walls until Saguntum fell in flames. Rome took this as an insult beyond forgiveness. They sent envoys, demanding Carthage surrender Hannibal. The Carthaginian Senate refused. Then came the words that history remembers. The Roman envoy drew his toga tight and declared, "In my robe I carry peace and war. Choose." The Carthaginians replied, "Give us whichever you will." The Roman cast down the fold of his robe. "Then it is war." And so, in 218 BC, the Second Punic War began.
4. The Impossible March.
Hannibal understood what Rome did not, that survival meant striking first. Striking deep. He would not wait for the Romans to bring war to Africa. He would carry it to Italy itself. And he chose a path no sane commander would dare, over the towering, snow-choked Alps. With 90,000 infantry, 12,000 cavalry, and 37 war elephants, he set forth from Spain. They forded the Rhone River, fought hostile tribes, and began their climb into the white wilderness. Men froze in the night. Horses slipped into ravines. Avalanches swallowed columns whole. Elephants, the pride of his army, stumbled on the ice and fell roaring into the abyss. By the time Hannibal descended into the fertile valleys of Italy, barely half his army remained. But the Romans, hearing that their mortal enemy now stood upon their own soil, shuddered. The unthinkable had happened.
5. Battles of Terror.
The Battle of the Trebia 218 BC. Winter had not yet ended when Hannibal struck. Using nimble Numidian cavalry and hidden ambushes, he shattered a Roman army on the banks of the Trebia. Tens of thousands were killed or captured. The Battle of Lake Trasimene 217 BC. A year later, Hannibal lured another Roman army along the misty shore of Lake Trasimene. His troops lay in wait upon the ridges. As the Romans marched unsuspecting, the trap snapped shut. It was one of the largest ambushes in history. 15,000 Romans were cut down. Their commander fell among them. Panic gripped Rome. Whispers spread through the streets. Hannibal was no man at all, but the very incarnation of a demon. The Battle of Cannae 216 BC. Then came Cannae, the nightmare of nightmares. Hannibal, with only 50,000 soldiers, faced over 80,000 Romans, the largest force the Republic had ever gathered. He arranged his army in a crescent, bulging outward, as the Romans hurled themselves forward. His center slowly bent back, drawing them inward. At that moment, his cavalry swept behind, slamming into their rear. The circle closed. By nightfall, 50,000 Romans lay dead. Annihilation so complete it entered the annals of war as one of the greatest disasters ever suffered by Rome. The Republic bled, and the city wept.
6. Rome rises from the abyss.
And yet, Rome did not fall. After Cannae, many Italian allies deserted to Hannibal. But the Republic did not sue for peace. Instead, it chose endurance. They entrusted command to Fabius Maximus, the cunctator, the delayer. He refused pitched battles. Instead, he shadowed Hannibal, cut his supplies, harassed his foragers. Many mocked him as cowardly. But his strategy starved Hannibal's war. Hannibal roamed Italy for more than a decade, a phantom striking terror, but never breaking the Roman heart. For though he could destroy armies, he could not breach the walls of Rome itself. And Carthage, across the sea, failed to send him the reinforcements he so desperately needed.
7. Conclusion of Part 3.
Thus the Second Punic War began with an oath, a march no one thought possible, and victories so staggering they seemed to shake the very gods. From Trebia, to Trasimene, to Cannae, Hannibal carved his name into the nightmare of Rome. But the Republic endured, with patience, with stubbornness, with a refusal to die. Rome clung to hope, and in time, hope would take form, in the figure of a young general named Scipio Africanus, who would one day carry the war back to Carthage's own shores. The drama of the Second Punic War had only just begun. The most fateful acts were yet to come.